Hello, fellow celebrities. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Antiviral. It's a 2012 horror slash sci-fi directed by Brandon Cronenberg. He's done a handful of movies, mostly horrors, so I'm pretty confident about this one. The actors in this movie are solid, and I'd like to mention Caleb Laundrie Jones and Sarah Gaden. Specifically, those two are like the main dudes. Caleb you can find in Get Out, and I've done a review of that in the description. So what's the movie about? This universe is obsessed with celebrities. For example, the news is all talking about celebrity happenings, new photos revealed of this moment, lots of upskirts, very weird. But it's so extreme that there are celebrity clothing items framed on the walls. People have gotten skin grafts from their celebrity cells grown onto their arm. Some butchers even sell celebrity meat, which was also grown from samples of those celebrities. Truly sickening stuff. So a very strange obsession worldwide with celebrities. We follow Sid, a man in charge of giving people celebrity diseases so that they feel more connected to them. Wild shit, but pay is pay, you know. Sid has a side hustle of stealing his company's diseases by injecting them into himself, getting sick with it, and selling that celebrity strain on like the celebrity black market or whatever. If you thought it couldn't get any darker. Well, sorry to break it to you, it gets even worse for Sid because he injected himself with the wrong celebrity virus. Recently, Hannah Geist is that celebrity, and she died from her virus. And that deadly shit is in his system now. The rest of the story is very elaborate, and I won't spoil it all. Sid finds some doctors, people betray him, his condition gets even worse, and he's on the brink of death until he comes up with another idea, somehow even more fucked up than anything that's come before. I guess spoilers for the ending, but it doesn't really matter, I promise. Just in case you don't want to be spoiled, skip like 30 seconds or so. Okay, here it is. The celebrity Hannah's corpse is kept alive in this horrifying machine with all of her insides. They're keeping her alive to harvest even more diseases to sell to the public. It's like this new Afterlife brand or whatever. The very last shot is Sid cutting Hannah open and making out with her blood. Fantastic. And that's the movie. So, that was horrifying. Truly, truly disgusting. But dang, was it shot well. I'll get into that in a sec, but wow. So the premise is wild because this universe can be expanded in any direction. They chose the disease route and made it extra deadly. Of course, the scam that Sid was selling worked on himself. Like, he obviously felt connected to the celebrity, so that's why he did the things that he did at the end. So it comes full circle that everyone involved is just mentally ill. This like sickness with the celebrity stuff, you know. Another small thing was that Sid is just magically cured from the disease in the end. It's a small nitpick. They don't really explain that, but I know the success from his idea he had was funding the cure. I know, I'm just pointing that out. But this ending makes me think that there's a huge twist I'm not seeing, a big message that went over my head. I know the whole premise spells out that we are overly obsessed with celebrities. That's like the whole message. That's it. But it feels like I'm missing something, you know? I briefly mentioned before, but the cinematography was amazing. There are lots of long shots. Angles are great. Intense moments were zoomed in and very shaky. There were extreme close-ups, and they were all stunning. Really amazing job on the camera work there. The acting was also great. Very convincing that this poor man is on the brink of death. Like, they did a good job. The music is cool. Futuristic synths busy whooshing and building suspense of this like dystopian world. I must say just one downside of that is the audio mixing. It suffers from what a lot of modern movies is busy doing. Dialogue is so soft I can barely hear what they're saying, but then the action is so loud that it's uncomfortable and I want to turn the volume down, you know? Happens. So with all that being said, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. I think it's a low 9. I was teetering on like an 8 and 9, you know? It's missing something, a big twist or an ending that makes me question everything. Something I just can't really put my finger on it. That's just me. But in any case, overall, it is still a really good watch. As gross as it sometimes is, the premise was intriguing and the execution was amazing. If you like dark movies or sci-fis, or specifically Black Mirror, you'll really like this one. Side rant, I think every episode of Black Mirror, speaking of, could be adapted into a movie. Like, some episodes are already like an hour and a half or 2 hours. That's a whole movie. make the movie, expand on the universe, make sequels. Like, there's so much missed potential out there with like Black Mirror. They have such good ideas, you know. Unfortunately, the thing with Black Mirror is that it is episodic, and each episode has this new adventure. So I can't really make a review on the whole series. Also, the series is still going, so it's really difficult to make a review on something like that, you know. Anyway, enough rambling. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.